Alright, good morning, y'all. We're back, and of course, as we talked about before, we're going to get into some football, but real quick, I just wanted to talk about this. I didn't get to do this the other day. Condolences to family, friends, and all the loved ones of Jacoby Jones, who passed away, I believe it was Monday, and at the age of 40, which is incredibly young, given that I just turned 45 myself, but nonetheless, known for, I believe they called it the Mile High Miracle or whatever it was, but it was the deep ball shot that Joe Flacco hit to Jacoby Jones in the end zone down at the field over in downtown Denver here, and that ultimately catapulted him to Ray Lewis and everybody, leading them to that Super Bowl run that they were on. Incredibly magical stuff, if you ask me, but he had an awful lot to do with that, not just with that catch, but also a huge kickoff return that he had in the Super Bowl as well. So, played for multiple teams, including the Ravens, Steelers, Texans, Saints. I may be missing one or two, but had a pretty good 9-year career, and it's crazy to know this. Just like what happened with Demaryius Thomas, Ronnie Hillman, and so many others that, just seem to be leaving us a little earlier than we would like for them to. But again, condolences to all family, friends, and loved ones. So with that in mind, we're going to move along to a little bit of a happier vibe here, or at least for some, not so much myself. But we're going to talk about the chances of a three-peat. Now, I find this real interesting, and finding it also very challenging to be incredibly objective here, just from particular standpoints, if nothing else. But if nothing else, I feel as though this is probably, as much as it really disgusts me to admit this, best chance for a three-peat we've seen in the NFL in years. Which is crazy, because now with the NBA, we're wondering when we're going to see a team actually go back-to-back. But now, we got a back-to-back champion in the Kansas City Chiefs, and now, question is, can they three-peat? I certainly think that they can. I mean, you bring in guys like an Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown to add to a Travis Kelce on offense. Chris Jones is back, and after receiving a really, really nice payday that he's pretty happy about, it's going to be tough. I mean, they are similar to the last team that actually had such an opportunity to three-peat, which would be the New England Patriots. Yet they didn't. There was always something that wound up getting in the way. And given the fact that they do find ways to win, similar to what the Patriots were like back in the day, they could also lose in a lot of the same ways that the Patriots did back in the day, because it's actually happened before. There's going to be someone that's going to find a way to get in the way. I mean, really, if we're being honest, I feel like the Super Bowl last season could have been a three-peat. Actually, no, I take that back, because they did lose to Tampa Bay. But either way, it's just, given the fact that you're going to have a lot of teams better than what they were last season, it's going to be incredibly tough. I'm not going to put it past Andy Reid to find a way to get it done, because dude's a mastermind at this point. And even as a Broncos fan, I have to acknowledge that. My uncle has said time and again, probably the greatest coach in the game, maybe of all time. And at the rate that he's going, I don't think that my uncle's wrong about that. But I don't know, we'll see. I will say, however, just transitioning, if there's anyone that has a good shot, it's still these guys. It's absolutely still these guys, regardless of what you want to think. Now, here's the thing. I get what happened in the championship game last season. Again, it's not much different. I think it's been established at this point, and not a lot of people are actually saying this for whatever reason, and it kind of surprises me a bit. But we do have to acknowledge this at this point. Lamar Jackson is this generation's Peyton Manning, and it's not even close. I mean, maybe if you want to say perhaps a Joe Burrow who's been to the Super Bowl but lost, okay, maybe. I mean, I don't really know about that. I don't know if he gets there quite as close. I mean, it really depends. I guess you could say it'd be between either of those two, at least in terms of the quarterback aspect of it. Teams-wise, that division with the AFC North is actually going to be a bit of a pick'em. And it's real interesting. I mean, even though they've added Derrick Henry, they did lose Mike McDonald to the head coaching job to Seattle. And that's going to be interesting to see what they're going to actually bring to the table yet. They still have a lot of their mainstay pieces. Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and I believe that Dofe is the other one. I keep forgetting his name, but goodness, I don't know. Roquan Smith. I don't know why I had to struggle with that one, but they brought back Roquan Smith, and I gotta say, you got as good a field general on that side of the ball as any with that dude. So defensively, I would expect them, at least as of now, to still be as good as they were, maybe even better than last year. Depends on how the new DC handles things. But if nothing else, skill position groups are still as good. Again, they brought in a Derrick Henry. Did pretty well in their draft as far as that part of it goes. But I would certainly put Lamar and the Ravens right up there as far as the threats for the Chiefs are concerned. But at the end of the day, it's just a matter of are they going to get it done. And really, that could be said, that's a question you could ask about any of the contenders in the AFC, or just the league in general right now. It doesn't even matter, because one way or another, it's still going to go through Kansas City. I think we can all agree on that. But with that said, we're going to move on to the college ranks, and we're going to talk a little bit about the CU Buff, specifically Coach Prime. Paul Feinbaum had some interesting things to say about him, and Lincoln Riley, which may come up in another video here, but it was actually kind of funny because a lot of people are tempering their expectations where CU is concerned, and they definitely should. I know I certainly am, and that's what I did last year. I said last year, especially about this time, I don't have a great deal of expectations. I would imagine, though, that I was a little bit better about having the schedule in front of me at that point in time, but I'll probably go over that and do a follow-up in another video, so we'll leave that for another thing. But nonetheless, I would like to think that similar to the Broncos, you've got Coach Payton that came in and has basically revamped a lot of things, especially offensively, to his liking. Russell Wilson's now in Pittsburgh. They drafted Bo Nix. As of now, Jarrett Stidham's the incumbent starter. And with that in mind, you got similar things going on. I mean, you got a lot of guys that were brought in through the transfer portal. I'm not going to go over all the names other than Dalen Hayden, who I think is going to be the guy that I have my eyes on for CU. But more than anything else, it's going to be about Shedeur Sanders and, of course, Travis Hunter, as they're going to be the two Heisman hopefuls for CU. But the question at the end of the day is the team going to come together, you know? How is the transition from the Pac-12 to the Big 12 going to work for or even against Coach Prime? I mean, it's just hard to imagine that it's going to be that much easier. I would say they're going to do better than they did last year, which I believe was 4 or 5 wins. I could see them getting 6 wins. I even see them getting into the bowl game. Now, the college playoff, on the other hand, might be a little bit of a different story. I don't know. We'll have to see as the season goes. Again, I got to take a look at the schedule. It's going to be really tough because you got a lot of teams that are coming in, like Arizona State for one. And then, of course, Cincinnati, Houston, amongst so many others. I mean, even though Texas and Oklahoma are in the SEC now, I'd say the Big 12 is still a pretty loaded conference in and of itself. I just don't know why Washington, Oregon, USC, and UCLA wanted to go to the Big 12 aside from the money. But hey, it is what it is. So with that in mind, y'all let me know what y'all think. How do y'all see any of these teams doing, whether it's the Chiefs, Ravens, or even the CU Buffs for that matter? But y'all know what it is. Let me know what y'all think down below. Like, share, subscribe if y'all enjoy, and if y'all are new. And of course, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I am A&J, and there will be more.